Hello, my beautiful lovelies. So today we'll be talking about the equilibrium constant. So the equilibrium constant is basically the ratio between the concentration of the products and the reactants in a chemical reaction. So a chemical reaction is any reaction between that occurs when reactants are changed or form products, changed into products, right? So for example, if we have A, this is a ratio, it denotes the number of molecules that we have of A we have in the reaction medium, and B forming. So these arrows mean the reaction is reversible. So at equilibrium, the reactants can still change and form products. So it could be forming C plus D. So in this case, these are the reactants forming the products, right? Allow me to erase this. So if we have A plus B forming C plus D, then from definition, the equilibrium constant will be equal to these brackets mean it's a concentration of C. So you have to multiply it by the coefficient of C. So it's all the product of the products divided by the product. Product means you multiply, divided by the product of the reactants. Product of the concentration of the reactants. So there we have it, guys. I hope you can see it. So now let's get an example. All right. Let me erase this so that we can get an example. I hope you noted it down. So here's an example. I got one. So for example, if we have sorry. So here's our reactant, and then these ones are the products. Reactant, product. I hope you still remember the formula for equilibrium constant. So if we are given the concentrations, the equilibrium concentrations as follows. Uh, 0.32 molar, 0.40 molar, and 0.40 molar. So the equilibrium constant of this reaction will be the product of the concentration of the products multiplied by Yeah, the product of the concentration of the products divided by the concentration of the reactants. So when we substitute this, we get 0.4 multiplied by 0.4 all over 0.32. So can you punch in your calculator? Let me also punch in mine to get the solution for this one. So 0.4 multiplied by 0.4 divided by 0.32, which is 0.5. So our Kc is 0.5. I hope this was helpful. So let's get another example. I hope you're also doing this example with me. The question says at 200 degrees Celsius, the equilibrium constant for the reaction. So here's the reaction N2, which is a gas, 3H2 gas again, which form 2 ammonia, is 625, right? So that's the Kc. So it goes further and says if the concentration, remember these brackets mean concentration, if the concentration of N2 is 0.030 molar and the concentration of NH3 is 0.12 molar, then what is the concentration of H2? So we'll still do the same thing. We'll look for the expression of Kc, right? We said the Kc is equal to concentration of the products divided by the concentration of the reactants. So which will be the concentration of NH3 over the concentration of N2 over H2. So this one, the coefficient of the product is 2, and then for H2 is 3. So we put it as an exponent, and then we substitute now our known variable. We have to put whatever we know in our equation. So Kc is 625. So the concentration of N2 is, no, we're looking for NH3. Concentration of NH3 is 0.12 all over 0.30. H2, the concentration of H2 squared. So we have to make H2 the subject of the formula. Let's open another page here. So we had 625, which is equal to, let's check, 625, which is equal to 0.12 over 0.3 is 0.03. multiplied by the concentration of H2 squared. So now this will go multiply that side, and this is over 1, so we'll multiply there by 1, which will be this, which will give us the same answer. So we'll be having the concentration of H2 squared, and then 625 multiplied by 0.030, which is equal to 0.12. So we'll be left with H2 squared, which is equal to 0.12. Sorry, let me not skip steps. I don't want to confuse you guys. I'm trying to calculate. I hope you're also calculating with me that side, so you may understand. 625 multiplied by 0.0. So this one gives us 18.75, which is equal to 0.12. So we divide both sides by 18.75, and then these ones cancel each other. Now we have to calculate this one. Punch this one on your calculator. So the concentration of H2 squared is equal to, so we have 0.12 divided by 18.75, which is equal to 0.0064. So now if we want to remove the squared, we put a square root both sides, right? I'll make another video to show you what happens to the square root when you are squaring. So we'll be left with the concentration of H2, which will be equal to 0.0008, which is equal to 8.0 times 10 to the power negative 3 molar. Do not forget to put the units. So guys, this is the solution.